The house was already awake when I arrived. I felt it before I saw it, before the crooked white walls of the Villisca Axe Murder House appeared at the end of that silent Iowa street. The air was unnaturally cold, heavy, as if something unseen was breathing against my skin. Locals say the house remembers that night, that it never truly sleeps. As I stepped onto the porch, the wooden planks groaned beneath my feet like a warning whispered too late. Inside, the darkness felt thick, layered, ancient. I had come as a skeptic, a researcher obsessed with unsolved crimes, determined to spend one night where 8 people were butchered in their beds in 1912. But the moment the door shut behind me, I knew something was wrong. The silence wasn't empty, it was listening. My flashlight beam trembled across the narrow hallway, illuminating walls that seemed to pulse faintly, as if soaked with memories too violent to fade. Upstairs, the children's room waited, and I could swear I heard soft breathing, small and uneven, like terrified lungs trying not to cry. That was when the smell hit me. Iron and dust and something sweetly rotten, blood that had no right to still exist. I told myself it was imagination, but the house answered with a slow, deliberate creak from the ceiling, footsteps pacing in a rhythm that matched my heartbeat. I remembered the reports. An unknown killer entering silently, using the family's own axe, covering mirrors and windows before striking. Methodical, patient, loving the dark. As midnight approached, the temperature dropped further, and I felt watched from every corner. Then I heard it clearly, an axe blade scraping gently against wood, dragged, not swung, like someone savoring the sound. I ran to the stairs, but the hallway stretched longer than it should have, bending slightly, wrong in a way that made my stomach turn. Children's laughter echoed suddenly, sharp and broken, followed by a woman's muffled scream that cut off too fast. I realized the house wasn't replaying the past. It was preparing to relive it, with me. The walls began to bleed. Not metaphorically. Dark stains seeped through the wallpaper, warm and wet, dripping onto the floor in slow, obscene trails. My flashlight flickered, revealing shapes moving inside the stains, faces pressed outward as if trapped beneath skin. I stumbled into the master bedroom, where the Moore family had been slaughtered first. The bed was there, neatly made, but dented, as though bodies still lay upon it. The air vibrated with whispers, dozens of voices overlapping, begging, praying, choking. Suddenly, the whispers unified into one command: lie down. I backed away, shaking, when the door slammed shut and the room plunged into darkness. In that blackness, I felt it, someone standing inches away, breath hot and damp against my ear. I smelled sweat and rusted metal. The axe appeared in the dark, not raised, just resting gently against my shoulder, intimate, possessive. Images flooded my mind. The killer standing over sleeping children, the careful turning of the blade to use the blunt side, silencing screams without spilling too much blood too quickly. I saw him wash his hands, sit calmly in the kitchen, wait for dawn. The house forced me to see every second, every thought, every pleasure he took. When the lights returned, the room was no longer empty. 8 figures stood around me, parents, children, faces split and crushed, eyes hollow yet aware. Their mouths opened in unison, releasing a sound that wasn't a scream but a memory of one, so powerful it dropped me to my knees. They didn't want justice. They wanted company. The axe slid from my shoulder into my hands, its handle warm, familiar. My fingers wrapped around it without my permission, fitting perfectly, as if it had always belonged. There, somewhere deep inside the house, a clock began to tick, counting down to something inevitable. By morning, the police would find the door unlocked, the house quiet again. They would find no signs of struggle, no broken windows, no intruder. Just another body, mine, lying neatly in one of the upstairs beds, skull shattered, face turned to the wall, mirrors covered, curtains drawn. Another mystery added to the legend. But what they would never know is the truth the house whispered to me as the axe fell for the final time: the killer never left Villisca. He never needed to. The house chose him, absorbed him, wore him like a shadow. And now, as my thoughts faded and something colder settled into my bones, I understood the final twist of that cursed place. The Villisca Axe Murder House doesn't remember the dead, it recruits. And somewhere far away, even now, another curious soul is reading this story, feeling a chill, wondering if the legends are real, while the house waits patiently for its next night to slaughter. If this terrifying story sent chills down your spine, make sure to subscribe to our channel, Real Horror Story. If you enjoyed the horror, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to share this nightmare with others. Stay connected with Real Horror Story, where every tale leaves a mark in the dark. Smile with horns.